Hello everyone, I hope that all of you are doing well. My name is Katarzyna Kubas, Ittf Continental Development Manager, and I'm really delighted to be with you today. Ittf HPD and I would like to warmly welcome all of you to our 24th Ittf High Performance and Development webinar with the topic Women's Table Tennis Development in Member Associations. The topic of the webinar is also aligned with the theme of the 2021 World Table Tennis Day, which is all about empowerment and gender equality, and which has been announced just recently by Ittf Foundation. Before we start, I would like to talk shortly about our webinar question and answer code. Please leave your questions to our today's panelists in the question and answer section. You can find it on the right side of your screen. Our panelists will try to respond to as many as possible in the question and answer part of the webinar. Thank you very much. Over to the introduction of our today's guests, who represent the three member associations. Patrick Wuertz. He is a Participation Program Coordinator in Australia Table Tennis. Sajad AL-Lawati, Vice President in Oman Table Tennis Association. And Mónica Dávila, Chair of Women's Commission in Venezuelan Table Tennis Federation. Thank you very much to three of you who represent your member associations today for taking your time and joining us for this webinar. And we are very happy that today's webinar attracts many member associations, individuals across the world. And today we will highlight the three national projects towards women's table tennis development held in the three different member associations on the three different continents too. It's worth to emphasize that every step, every initiative, every project towards girls, women in table tennis held around the world by member associations really counts. Creating the equal opportunities and looking at the aspect of encouraging and involving women in various roles, working together with men, it can really contribute to make a positive change in this area worldwide. Therefore, we hope that webinar will equip attendees, all of us, with some insights, maybe some ideas, and we will have a great time together. In addition, I would like to let you know that we will be having two polls, so please take part in them, so it will help us also to understand the current situation among member associations. Last but not least, I would like to introduce my colleague, Dominic Plattner, Ittf High Performance Manager, who will co-host today's webinar with me. So without further ado, I'm passing the floor to Dominic.
Thanks a lot, Kasia. It's a great pleasure for me to moderate the webinar of today together with you. As you mentioned before, our topic for today is from the utmost importance, and we are all very much looking forward to the presentations and what our panelists have done so far to develop women's table tennis in their member associations. And I would like to start in alphabetical order with Australia. So Patrick, if I'm not right, please correct me, but your program will be launched by next week. How can you describe the current status of women's table tennis development in your member association? And what did you find were the obstacles in relation to women's table tennis development in Australia? And on the other side, what opportunities can you see for this advancement? So pass over to you, Patrick.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, first of all, for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, good question, long questions. There's a lot to say there, so I'll try to keep it short. I think the idea of women's table tennis development is not a new one for Australia or the Oceania region. It has been around for a while. I think there have been several initiatives around all areas, let's say, of table tennis in Australia, whether it's leadership, participation, high performance, officiating, coaching, etc. I think these kind of short projects that we started had in some ways were quite positive, but I think it was only in 2018 when Table Tennis Australia established their strategic plan, and there we really try to formalize gender equality and I guess highlight the commitments that we as a national association have towards women's table tennis development in a, let's say, more holistic way, which I guess starts on national board level, in which we aim for 40% or more female participation, all the way through to grassroots participation. So having now an entry-level program in which we specifically target girls, which I'll speak about a bit later. I guess sort of about your second part of your question, I guess what kind of triggered Table Tennis Australia. I think in many ways, like I said before, sort of establishing a contemporary plan, strategic plan in which we focus on this area. And I guess it overall, I feel like has become within our socio-cultural background, let's say, a very hot topic and a very important one. And I think with this in mind, it was just time for us to look at the barriers and the motivation of girls and of women to be active in community sport. And with this in mind, we then started to establish those kind of programs like the one that I'm just about to present.
Thank you very much for this interesting information, Patrick. And now I kindly ask you to share your presentation with us. We are very much looking forward. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Hope everyone can see it.
Yes, visible for.
Perfect, thank you. So I guess for us, this is just a case study or just an example of how an entry-level program for girls can look like. By all means, this is not the only way, and I'm sure there's many other really good examples out there. So we started a program called Spinneroos, which we kindly, I guess, co-licensed from the content we co-licensed from our colleagues from England, from Table Tennis England. So a lot of this project comes from them as well. So I really wanted to mention that at the start. In many ways, Spinneroos is just one typical 8-week training program that you can see dozens of times around the world, where you have a warm-up in lesson 1 and all the way through to a little game at the end, and you can follow that step by step. But for us, it was a lot more than that. For us, it's a centralized system in which we can engage our clubs and participants all around Australia through one streamlined process. We give the opportunity to participants to experience table tennis regardless of where they are in Australia in a professional and unified way. But more so, and so in addition to that, it's also a product that we can use to attract sponsors, where we can clearly put a label on and say, okay, this is the number of participants, this is the number of eyeballs, and therefore this is the potential, I guess, audience that you're going to be seen by. We then use Spinneroos, which is normally a general program for primary school children, and we sort of specifically offer this to girls. Like I said before, it was originally developed by Table Tennis England. We then licensed it and modified it to make it work in our way. It's funded by Ittf Oceania, so through the Ittf development program, which we are very grateful for, and it is now delivered by female coaches across Australia. There is a couple of things to say about, I guess, sort of the process of how we got to where we are now. As I said before, we really felt in 2018 that it's time to formalize our pathway for more female participation. So we clearly had in mind that we want to have through the Spinnaroos Girls Only program more female players and more female coaches. But we also wanted to increase the awareness of female table tennis and tell stories of our high performance players and how they initially started, and how clubs are using the opportunity of inviting girls and women to their special program. So for us, it is a good opportunity to just tell many positive stories and increase the awareness of opportunities that we have to increase female participation. When we then developed Spinnaroos, the Girls Only program, we specifically looked at the barriers and what research tells us around, I guess, the challenges are for girls that stop them from participating in community sport, not necessarily only in table tennis. And we identified 3 key areas, which was personal, environmental, and social. And for us, it was really important that we address through our program some of those barriers, whether that's the equipment and the clothing that is being used, the messaging that we sent out in our marketing collateral, which was a lot about empowering self-confidence and so on. Clearly stating that this is a safe area and a safe zone. I think this is another big factor that we found. And then finally, I guess sort of what research tells us more than a male community sport or boys participating in community sport is the community and engagement factor, which we particularly focused on in Spinnaroos. So what that then led to through the funding from ITTF Oceania is that we run a program that has 100% female participation, from the coach delivering the program through to the participants, as well as the point of contact. We offer discounted rates for girls to participate in the program through a streamlined, centralized system. The girls receive personalized equipment, which then helps them again to feel being part of the community. And like I said before, the fact that they know that they're going to meet peers, other girls with the same interests, with the same motivation, ensures that it is an emotionally safe environment for them. That is, I guess, sort of just a quick overview of Spinnaroos and the Girls Only program.
Say that it's really well thought and structured program. We can see from each side very much comprehensive. So congratulations to develop it. I know it's not yet implemented, right? So I can't ask about outcomes really, but I'm sure, and I actually seen that you promote it already. So we would like to ask you maybe what you can say about the response to this program so far. And it's because that's the girls in the primary school, right? Mostly. What about the support from parents as well? Maybe you can say about that.
Yeah, sure. I think in terms of the response for the program, it has been extremely positive in many ways. So like I said before, the 3 objectives that we had was more female coaches, more female players, and then increasing the awareness of the opportunities. So it's easy now to I guess sort of throw out some numbers, but I think what we felt like is the biggest success is around the awareness piece. So how many stories we were already to I guess share with other female coaches and female players. So whether it's the 16-year-old female coach or like making the decision to take on this challenge and never having coached before, but feeling like, okay, this is a program in which I feel safe, in which I feel empowered, and I feel like I have the support from Table Tennis Australia to go out and run the show, all the way through to our former our Olympian for Tokyo 2021. So sharing her journey and sending out a strong message of, okay, girls, come on board. This is where it can lead you to. So I feel like that's probably the biggest success of the program in terms of putting the topic at the forefront of clubs and having clubs saying, hey, we want to be on board in the future. We don't have many girls here at the moment, really, really profound, let's say, in many ways. And just, yeah, I feel like that has been sort of the biggest success for us through the start of this program.
Mm-hmm. And great cooperation with the clubs, I guess, right, through this program as well.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like, I feel like so that word empowerment is really being a bit, it's been used a lot in many different ways, and often in it's not very, it's been used in a way where it's hard to interpret, but I feel like what we really try to do with empowerment is really providing all the tools from the equipment through the education, through the communication, that sort of the coaches really feel like, okay, I have everything that I need now in order to go out to deliver the session. And that's where we feel like sort of true empowerment is.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. In this part, I have actually last question to you. A part of these presented programs, if you can share maybe about some incentives that your member associations offered in general to increase women's participation in table tennis in Australia.
Yeah, good question. So I guess so just to finish off with this program, I guess for the clubs that join the Girls Belarus program, I feel like that's quite an important one, as we probably have some listeners that are also in decision makers roles in other national associations, state associations. So part of this is that one of the major incentives coming on board for Girls Only Belarus is an equipment pack, which consists of basically all the different equipment that you need in order to deliver the sessions. So cones, balls, marketing collateral, banners, and so on, which then allows them to go out to the community and market the program, and then, I guess, drive participation into their club. In other ways, where we try to, I guess, increase female participation is through other participation programs, whether that's we are working on a corporate program in which we provide a technology platform and a way for women within their corporate environment to feel like being on par with their colleagues and play there in let's say the work environment. Yeah, there's so much to share. I guess sort of now we've sort of shifted to a way in which we try to really implement it on every level.
So much to share. Maybe next time we will continue. Thank you very much for presenting your program and sharing your great example, case study for us. Inspiring indeed. And I would like to pass to Sajad, Mr. Sajad from Oman. It's time to present the second program, but before that, I would like to also ask a general question. If you can describe the current situation of women's table tennis development in Oman, in your member association. From one side, what obstacles did you find in terms of in this area? And from other side, what opportunities you can see towards table tennis development of women?
Yes, hi everyone. Good morning and good afternoon and good evening to everyone across the world. Thank you very much for ITTF to invite us to be a part of this seminar. Regarding your question, yes, regarding this, what is it going on in the world in 2020? Yes, we face some issues, some problems. The schools was closed, and so most of our tournaments, most of our development, especially for girls and small boys, it was stopped for this way. But we have some where we're going to continue by end of this year or by next starting of 2021, inshallah. But we have some issues where we can we found some solutions. Every project, every development, you face some ideas, new ideas, and especially in Oman, we don't have easiest way to come out, but we are planning as a development. The culture is already giving us a green light to find out a new girls. The girls are playing in different games. Our step of the development is very easy to come out with new ideas. This is what I can say right now. You will see my presentation. It will be much explanation of there.
Oh, I believe so. And yes, I think that's a very important point. The solutions, the opportunities, they're ahead, and that's actually most important. So coming to your presentation and already touching your program, your project, I would like to ask you prior, what was the trigger to develop national program related to women's table tennis development?
Because we are in the region where it is good development, good goals you can get, and faster when you have a woman team, when you have girls team. So this is what we came out. And second thing, it is we took the federation when it comes for pure table tennis roundabout. We found a lot of roads are there. We didn't step in one road. For example, one team we have to look, or one tournament we have to check what is doing. No, we took as a roundabout and different roads, and we were tracking all these roads with their goals. It's not only the road, and we don't know what's going on after that. No, we check all the goals, and we know where we're going, what is our aim, what is our goals, what is our development, where we can reach in the women's team, in boys team, girls team, men's team, tournaments, international events. So this all we took in the step of first stage. This was our planning. So we planned properly, and we started properly, and then ongoing. Definitely, there will be so many track, so many move. We will get so many difficulty, but we didn't stop in the difficult. We tried whenever we found there is a step where we have to stop and we have to change our track. We did a lot of hard work, but it was starting with 2014, and we planned where we're going to reach for next 10 years. We already have ready plan, ready goals, and we are going on that. We're already on the same track.
It's a great introduction to your program, to your presentation. We're so excited to see it. So please go ahead with your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. I will do it. I hope now you can see it. You can see my presentation?
Yes, it's good.
Okay. First of all, I have to thank you very much. This is my presentation, Women's Table Tennis Development in Oman. Before I start anything, just I want to inform you, 17th of October, His Majesty in Oman, we're celebrating the Women's Day. So I will congratulate all women in the world, and especially in Oman, that we are celebrating of this day. 17th of October is our Women's National Day, Women's Day in Oman. How we support? We support Oman, the government here, they're supporting Omani women in everywhere. If you can find it is in a different places, they work in a different categories, they are doctors, they are lawyers, they are everywhere. So it is easiest for us as a sports to come out with the new players. So it is, yes, of course, we are look after our traditional, we will look after our culture, but at the same time, also the parents are allowing the kids, the women, the the girls to be as a sportsman, to be as a part of the life. We are sharing everywhere. Second thing, also if you can see in other sports, we have a ranking player, like one player she is from long tennis, Fatma Nabahani, if I think someone know of her. She is one of the ranking players in the world. So this is where I'm starting. What Oman table tennis they did? Oman table tennis, we started in the 2014, and we were planning where to go and what is our geographic area, what is the requirement, where we can go and faster, and some places where we going to share the goals of the other places. So we found, yes, we can find out the players, young players under the age of 12 years, and we found to develop them in table tennis, and to love everyone to play table tennis, because table tennis was not very old game. It was published in 90s, but the real development, it was happened after 2014. And we at that times only were thinking about three things: how to make as much as players from girls players. Then definitely if girls players, then we required coaches. Then we required physical teachers and sports teachers in the schools. Then we required also umpires. So we took the full standard, the full covering of them. So we understand, okay, this is our requirement, and we should work based on this requirement. Then we start our goal. We started to look the best output, the best assets, where we can come out from the schools. We visit Ministry of Education, and we came out with a tournament called STAG, with our sponsors, equipment sponsors, STAG table tennis. He was a very partnership with us and with our schools federation and Ministry of Sports, and we just worked together to come out with the goals, saying that we will make 2 tournaments for the boys and for the girls separately, separate times, to come out many girls and many boys from the schools. And it is not only the players. We're coming with the physical teachers, we're teaching them the coaches, so we're giving them many courses. Then we came out with a lot of umpires, women umpires from the schools, from the teachers. So it is cover all the around the full subject to understand that, okay, this is our goal. We need to find out what else also we can go through this project. So we start a tournament. We start the tournament in our schools from the under 12 years. We started education and coaching, coaching and qualification, single tournament, qualification of team tournament, and single final teams finals. So we went with the 12 regions in Oman. We separate these regions, and whoever they win first, there will be a tournament in the region. So the first winner of the region, we are providing them a table tennis STAG professional table tennis ITTF approved table to them to play in the school. For each region, one table, one school who will become the first. Then we give them trophies, we give them medals. So this all qualified in the final tournament stage, which it comes in here in Muscat, in our capital. So we call all of them, we provide them t-shirts, shorts, tracksuit, hotels, and accommodation, travels, then trophies and winner prize money. So this is our project where we start with them, and we are very successfully. We already completed now 4 years, and we are ongoing with the by thank of God and thank of our all partnership and our sponsors. This was in 2018. It is why I put this study, why I put this graphic to show you people. See, it is there is a different regions down is written how many players, how many coaches, how many teachers we came out, how many schools we started, how many physical teachers it was there. Then and if you see in 2019. You find, especially, sorry, I will go back. In 2018, if you see the Musandam area, the last area, there was a three schools with 12 students, with the 3 physical teachers. Then we made a lot of our hard work and a lot of our communication with them. And if you see now, Musandam, it goes to 16 players with 16 schools, 42 players and 18 teachers. So this is where we are looking for. Unfortunately, 2020 we faced this corona issue, which was not planned. But I was very sure if it was there, definitely the numbers showing higher than 2019 and higher than 2018. But I will make sure, inshallah, in 2021, you will see better than what you're seeing now. This was our plan, and we are very sure and very comfort that we're going to reach some numbers where these players will support our teams, they will support our national team. If you go now, I will go to my next presentation. I'm sorry, I'm doing a little fast because I have some limited time. In 2018 and 19, you see the difference between in the pink color. You see the student difference between 18 and 19. Then you see the schools. In 2018 and 19 is higher. Again, the physical teachers you see in 18 and 19 is higher. I hope I should make it in 2020, but unfortunately, I'm not. We are unable to do. This is our media cover. It's not only it's play. It's not only games. We want to show people. We want to make people here around the country that we are there, we are playing, we have a lot of good tournament in the schools. So we encouraging other players, other new students, other things to come and join us, and they will be as part of the players also. This is our outcome from last 2 years in girls. Till now, we already covered 285 schools, 698 students, 290 physical education teachers. We already got output from this 285. We got 15 players joined in our training centers. We got 2 ethical participants in West Asia, in regional hubs, Cadet Week. From January 2020. We already distribute around 24 tables, 500 balls, 24 kit cloth, and we spend around 2,000 winner prize money directly to the players, winner players. And it is we also spend a lot of money in accommodation and the transportation, but we are not highlighting that. This is directly the direct effect which has been done to the players. I will start here umpires and coaches. Umpires, we came out in 2018 10 umpires, then we go to 2019 20 umpires. Then 2020 we are 25 umpires, female umpires we have. We have international umpires. In 2019 is 2018 is 5. In 2019 there is no exam, so it is nothing is there. So in 2020 it's 6 umpires, extra 6 umpires. So we have around 11 umpires. Coaches, yes, we don't have till now. But we already started because you understand the coaches is not like given an exam and taken certificate. We are trying to develop coaches in physical coaches and physical teachers coaches, and plus we are trying to encourage also players to be as a coaches. So since we don't have female players here much in Oman, so it is little challenge for us, but we are sure in 2 years we will get these numbers very high. This is where we want to be in 2023. We want to be as a 30% of the umpires in World Veterans Championship, which will be in Oman 2023. We want to find out 40 to 50 players in 2023. 3 participation in international events. 3 local tournaments. It will be specialized for women in Oman. 5 women's coaches. We are very sure these numbers. It is normal for us, and we are trying also to make double of it. And definitely, with our hard work, we want to be take a part of Olympic qualification in West Asia, where we found there is a big chance for all this area to be as a part of this qualification. Thank you very much. I hope I reach on time. My presentation is finished till here. Thank you very much for everyone. Thank you for hearing, and best of luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sajad. And I would also like to ask you 2 more questions related to your presentation. Sajad, you mentioned that you planned very properly and included each position role in table tennis, like the athletes, coaches, and the umpires. But what has been your experience in running this program so far? We saw your media coverage, a few figures, but has it been successfully accepted from the beginning on, or have you faced any challenges, like involving the girls into the program?
No, we not face starting. Thank you for your question, first of all. Yes, we started when we started in a women's table tennis. We didn't start to get only in one road. We took in the 3 tracks. We took coaches, we took umpires and players. Yes, umpires and players. It was very easy for us to get and to develop them. But coaches, you understand that I have to get a coach. I have to train him to be to train players and to get output from the players. So that is our challenge where we found really, and it was difficult for us. But this type of the challenge, it is not upgraded now. It is long-term plan. It is like, for example, today I have to teach today I have to prepare and develop my coaches to give me the output. It will be after 5-6 years to come out with the one player which is coming under her. So that is the more challenge where we're facing. Second thing, we are faced one more issue, that the physical teachers, when you go to the school, they are not only for table tennis. They are for many games. They're physical teachers that are from football, might be for volleyball, might be for any other sports. So for this reason, we are also trying to find teachers. We already start communicating with Ministry of Education to find us a physical teachers were direct link to the table tennis, so it will be much easier to pass that message to the players and on the right point. So this is where we have some challenges, and we already break that ice. We're trying to break all the ice wherever we found, and we also try whenever we find some issues, we try to turn and come back to the same track, and we get to the normal road.
Thank you very much. So for you, it's very much about the coach education and include